Friends, good morning, students. Am I audible?
Good
Yes, ma'am.
morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Okay, we'll start. So in the last class, we had started with this example using LR of zero parsing. So we'll continue that. I'll first display a few states which I had already completed. I'll just show it to you. I think till here I had completed as I remember. Okay, so just to recap. Uh, So in the LR of zero, as you all know, there is no look ahead symbol. What we do is we are going to start with the first state. And in the first state, we are going to start with the first rule, E dash gives dot E dollar. Whenever dot appears before the non-terminal, you have to expand all the rules that are related to that non-terminal. So we are going to expand E, and then because dot T appears, we are going to expand T also, and then because dot F appears, F is also expanded. This is state number 1, that is I naught. Then after this, whenever dot appears before some symbol, it means that you are going to read that symbol. So according to this first rule in this state, E has to be read. So when you read E, what all items have got E to be read, you're going to take all that, and then you're going to write a new state, say I1. So this is the state I1 after the transition, after reading E. Similarly, after reading T also we got I2. After reading F we got I3. After reading open parenthesis we got I4. After reading ID we got I5. And whenever you are constructing a new state, also you should note that in that state again you're going to find the closure. If at all the dot appears before the non-terminal, again you're going to follow the same procedure in every state. Okay, and also whenever the dot appears in the rightmost position in the RHS, it means that your processing is done for that particular rule. Therefore, it is eligible for reduce action. Otherwise, if some other symbol is there, then you will have to use the shift action. It is nothing but reading the symbol and constructing the next state. Okay, sometimes it happens like the same contents may be there after taking the transition, then you can reuse the state. So that's about it. So we'll continue that. We had completed till I6 and I7. So let us continue further. For I8, we are going to read E, and after reading E, we got something like this, where E is read in two places. No, so both we have taken care. And after reading F, we will go to again I3. After reading ID, we will go back to I5 because it is the same. And after reading open parenthesis, you'll get the same content. So it is a self loop. We'll continue further. And after reading T, we will get the state which is nothing but actually we are going to get uh, E gives T dot and T gives T dot star F. So which is nothing but I2. Anyway, it will display later. So it will go on T, it will go to I2. Similarly, if you want to continue in this path, what you have to do is you have to read T because it is not yet processed completely. So when you read T, you'll get the state I9. And you see how the dot is moving from each state when you read the symbol. So now dot has been moved to the last location. And similarly, there is another rule also having the same symbol, same non-terminal. So we will read that. Once you read, you'll get something like this. Okay, so that is I9. And similarly, when you read F, it will have to go to some reusable state. And similarly, when you read ID also, it will be the same state. When you read parenthesis also, it will repeat. So that anyway, it is going to display. Coming to the I7 is what we have F to be read. If you read, this is a new state because this content is not there anywhere. Only this is not there. Okay, so we are going to have a new state. And similarly, whenever you read open parenthesis, it should go here. That is I4. And whenever you read ID, it should go to I5. So that is again reused. Coming to from I8, when you read close parenthesis, you'll get this. Okay, and when you read plus, what happens, you'll get something like E gives E plus dot T. E gives E plus dot T is nothing but it is there in the I6. So you'll go back and reuse the same state I6. Okay, so to complete this, on F here it will go to I3. On open parenthesis it will go to I4. On star over here it will go to I7. And that's it. Now you see all the paths. Before you conclude, you have to see all the paths, whether everything is covered or not. So what you should see is, in every state, for all the possible input symbols where you are supposed to read, if it has completed the transitions or not, you have to verify. So in each state you can verify whether you have read everything. And in this state we have got dot in the rightmost position, and for star, if you read, it will go back to I7. So I7 means you have to see there from I7. Yes, is there an end? Yes, it is there. It is there to complete it. Okay, that path is also completed. Similarly, you take any symbol and any state, you can verify whether the path is complete or not. So finally, what you should have is, you should have all the possible rules in my grammar to be processed, and the dot should be in the rightmost position so that it is eligible for the reduce action. See, for E gives E plus T, I have somewhere here. Okay, for T gives T star F, I have here. Okay, for F gives open parenthesis E close parenthesis, I have dot in the rightmost position in I11. Similarly, for F gives ID, I have here in I5. Like this, for all the rules, if you notice, definitely there is the processing is complete, and therefore the dot operator is appearing in the rightmost position. Similarly, for the first rule also, that is the rule number 0 also, we have this, and whenever it encounters dollar, it means that it is the end, therefore it stops there. So you don't have to read dollar and then continue there, because it is anyway the end of the file marker. So this is the diagram, and we call it as LR of 0 state diagram, or it is also known as DFA because of its property. You can see unique move on any symbol. You don't have multiple moves. Therefore, it is DFA. And always, because this is LR of 0 diagram, it should make use of only LR of 0 items. Okay, that is must. Later, you will come to know there is another kind of item called LR of 1 item. So if I am constructing LR of 0 diagram, then I should be using only LR of 0 items. Okay, so this is the entire diagram for the given grammar. Okay, now let us see the next step. The next step is construction of the parsing table. All of you please mute. Please mute. So next step is construction of the parsing table. Please mute. Yeah, you have any? Yes.
I'm
Yes.
audible, ma'am?
Yeah, audible. Priya, right? Yeah, tell me, Priya.
Yes, ma'am. This diagram is not complete, no, ma'am. After reading start, it will again go back to the
I7.
I7. Oh, okay.
So
You put no.
yeah, I7. If you take this path, it will go here and it will stop here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, students, one more thing I wanted to tell all of you. What you can do is, I am showing this diagram. Even then, see, you have to experience that. Means you start writing parallelly when we are showing it here, or after the class at least, you construct the diagram on your own and you see how the transition takes place. That will be a good experience. All of you can try that. Okay. Then also you'll come to know, okay, wherever you are constructing the new state, maybe you'll get some doubts. So that is a better way. Maybe from now, this is the first example, fine. You start writing parallelly the state diagram also and the table also, so that you'll learn how it works. Okay. maybe you can try that. So next step is the construction of LR of 0 parsing table. What I will do is, anyway, this is the diagram we constructed. So this diagram only is useful now to construct the table. Okay, how do we construct? We'll see. So coming to the rows, what you're going to have is, you're going to have all the states, whatever you had in your state diagram. Means I have states starting from I0, this is I0 actually, I0 till I11, I have got all the states. So let us use those numbers from 0 to 11. Those are the state numbers that is across the rows. Okay. Coming to the columns, what you can do is, you can take all the terminal symbols before and then you can have the non-terminals later. Okay, I will repeat. You can have all the terminals symbols, and you have to list even the dollar symbol also. Dollar symbol, all the terminal symbols you list it first, and then you can list all the non-terminals. And E dash is not listed because it is not of much use for us. Because anyway, E dash is only the augmented grammar rule. That's it. So that's why E dash is not listed. You don't have to list that. Whereas other non-terminals should be listed. Okay. And also you can see the separation between this and this. So for the non-terminals, what we say is, we use some procedure called go to. Later I will explain. Okay. Go to. And for all other terminals, what we do is, either we apply the shift action or the reduce action or accept. Or if it is blank, it is error. Okay. So action means what? Either you will be applying shift action or reduce action or accept or error. So these are the possibilities. So now I will start with the state number 0 now. So this is the state number 0. At state number 0, on E, see what we are reading, on E, where it is going, E is a non-terminal. Where it is going to the state number 1. So that's what is this number. So at 0, on capital E, it is going to the state number 1. Similarly, at 0, on capital T, it is going to state number 2. So this is I2. Similarly, at 0, on F, it is going to state number 3. So that's what is represented here. So for all the non-terminals, we finished. Similarly, for the terminal symbols also we have to do. But for the terminal symbols, what we do is, we use the name called shift. Instead of go to, we use shift. So this S stands for shift action and R stands for reduce action. Okay. So S means it is the shift. So shift to what? So this subscript, whatever I have represented here, is nothing but the state number. Okay. The subscript for S is nothing but the state number. Similarly, the subscript for R is nothing but the rule number, which I had already labeled 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that I had labeled. No, that rule number only we are using here. Okay. So now at 0 on ID, what happens? At 0 on ID, it is nothing but the shift action and it is going to some state number 5. So that's why it is known as S5. The entry should be S5. Similarly, on open parenthesis, it is S4 because it is going to the state number 4. So that's all, because we have only 5 transitions from this I0 and we have covered all the 5 entries. So it should match properly. All the transitions should be taken care. So coming to the state number 1 now. At state number 1, what is that we have got? At state number 1, please, whenever you are having some state, you have to see whether something is eligible for reduce action also. Okay. And if it is eligible for reduce action, that should be taken care. And sometimes shift also will be there. That also should be taken care. Sometimes in some state only shift will be there. So that is also possible. So what happens now? According to this, E dash gives E dot dollar. So what is that I am supposed to read next is dollar. But dollar is the end of file marker. Means I have finished my passing. I have finished my passing. So for dollar symbol, what you are going to put is, you are going to put accept. This is a special case where you are going to read the dollar symbol. The next symbol to be read is dollar symbol, means your input is processed completely. And also you are going to verify the stack content later, and it should go to the accept state. So it is accept on dollar at state number 1. Because of this rule, we say it is accept. Then coming to the other one is what we are supposed to read plus. So when we read plus, what happens? It is shifting to what? To the state number 6. So that's why it is S6. That's all. Only two possibilities. One is the accept thing, and the other one is what? On plus you are going to take the transition. So at state number 1 is done. Coming to state number 2. In the state number 2, what is that we have? We have one particular rule which is eligible for reduce action, and the other one is eligible for the shift action. So this reduce action is what? This is the rule, right? E gives T is one rule, and we had already labeled. So that label is only we are using here. What is that? R2. R2 is nothing but reduced by the rule number 2. So if you go back and see your grammar, for this particular rule, we have labeled it as rule number 2. So rule number 2 means I am going to apply reduce action. Now for what all symbols I have to apply reduce action? So that matters, right? So what we are going to do is in LR of 0 parsing, we are going to blindly apply the reduce action for that particular rule for all the terminal symbols. For all the terminal symbols, including dollar. So if you see here in this row corresponding to state number 2, we are supposed to apply R2 when you have ID, when you have plus, when you have star, when you have open parenthesis, when you have close parenthesis, when you have dollar also. So R2 has been applied for every symbol, that is every terminal symbol. Okay, so that is done. So according to I2, first rule we have taken care, and coming to the second rule, according to the second rule, we have star to be read. So if we read star, what happens? It is shifting to I7. I7 is nothing but I can call it as S7. S7. So did you observe this entry now? In this particular cell, we have both the shift and reduce. One possibility is that at state number 2, when I am reading star, that is when my next input symbol is star, we can go with the shift action, that is S7. And what is the other possibility? At the same state with the star symbol being the input symbol, we can also apply reduce action, and that is rule number 2. So that's what it means. So here in this particular cell, we can see that shift reduce conflict. This is the conflict. Okay. So anyway, we may have some more conflicts also. We'll see later. Coming to the state number 3. State number 3 is very easy because only one rule is there which is eligible for the reduce action, and that is supposed to be the rule number 4. So R4 is applied for all the terminal symbols. That's all. Blindly, you're not doing any strategy here. It's just applying for all the terminal symbols, rule number 4. Okay, coming to state number 4. State number 4 has got many things, many transitions. We have to take care of all. So at state number 4, on T, it has to go to 2, state number 2. So yes, it is 2. And on F, it has to go back to 3. Yes, it is so. And on E, on capital E, it is a new state constructed, that is 8, state number 8. Okay. And so we finished all our non-terminals. Coming back to our terminal symbols, on open parenthesis, it is a self loop. So it is S4. And on ID, it is going back to I5. So it is S5. Okay. So now you can count how many transitions are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the 5 entries we have made at state number 4. So that is done now. And anyway, in this particular state, we don't have anything to reduce, so we don't have reduce action. Coming to state number 5, again, the state number 5 has got only one rule that is eligible for the reduce action, and therefore that is supposed to be the rule number 6. So R6 is applied for all the terminal symbols, And coming to state number 6, at state number 6, you see all the transitions. On T, where it is going to 9. So it is going to state number 9. And on F, it has to go back to reusing the state, that is 3. So 3. Okay. And on open parenthesis, it is shifting to I4. So on open parenthesis, it is S4. And similarly on ID here you can see it is I5. So it is S5. So that is about the state number 6. So how many transitions? We have 4 transitions, 4 entries we have made. And coming to state number 7, at state number 7, when you read F, it is having a new state that is 10, state number 10. So on F, it is state number 10. Okay, go to 10. And then coming to other symbols, we have ID to be read. It is nothing but shift 5. And also we have open parenthesis to be read. That is nothing but shift 4. That is the reusing of states. Okay, so state number 7 is done now. State number 8. At state number 8, we are supposed to read close parenthesis, and we are supposed to read plus. So when we read plus, we are reusing the state, that is 6. So it is S6. And on reading the close parenthesis, it is a new state, that is 11. So it is S11. Okay. So state number 8 is done now. State number 9. At state number 9, we have two things to be taken care. One is the reduce action. The rule, that rule number is nothing but R1. E gives E plus T is the rule number 1. So for all the terminal symbols, you apply R1. So that is the first thing. And the next thing is we also have the shift action on the star symbol. So on reading star, we are going to go to S7. So it is S7. Okay, that is state number 7. So that is done. And here also, if you observe, we have conflict because it is eligible for the shift action by shifting onto the state 7. And one more possibility is that you can reduce by the rule number 1, which is nothing but E gives E plus T. So means E plus T can be replaced by E. That's what it means. So here also we have shift reduce conflict. So coming to the state number 10, at state number 10, you have only one possibility, that is the reduce action, and E gives T star E, dot is there, F. T gives T star F is there, and dot is in the rightmost position. Therefore, this is supposed to be the reduce action, and that rule is nothing but the rule number 3. So R3 is applied for all the terminal symbols. Okay. So coming to the last state, that is 11th state, we have only the reduce action, and this rule is supposed to be rule number 5, and we apply that rule number 5 for all. Okay, so if you see that rule number 1 is also applied somewhere, rule number 2 is also applied somewhere, rule number 3 is applied, rule number 4 is applied, rule number 5 is applied, rule number 6 is also applied. Okay, and this is a complete table now, means all the transitions whatever I had in my diagram, all that have been taken care in the parsing table. Okay, now whether diagram is there or not, it is not important. Now we have our table, we can directly make use of this table, and all the blank entries here means the error once again, like how we had the same notation in our LL of 1 parsing. Similarly here also, whatever is blank, that is taken as the error. Okay, it is the syntax error, means at state number 0 I will never encounter symbol say plus, so that's why it is error. Similarly at state number 1 I will never encounter open parenthesis, that's what it means. So at any state, if it is a blank entry, that situation cannot occur according to our syntax. So that is the meaning. Okay, so this particular grammar has got, means this particular table has got the shift reduce conflicts. Therefore the given grammar is not suitable for LR of 0 parsing. Why? Because the conflict is there. Because the conflict is there, compiler cannot itself perform something, or it has to use some strategy as I mentioned, and give the priority for something and then proceed. That's how it works. Okay, anyway, we can conclude that it is not suitable for LR of 0 parsing as it is, but with some strategy, yes, we can continue parsing. So let us see the next step where we are going to pass one string. Okay, this is our string to be passed, which I had already discussed, but without using the table I had discussed. Now let us use the table. So now if you see this table, whatever we constructed just now, that is the table, and this is the grammar and rules also. You can see what rules we are using, corresponding rule numbers, all that is there. Now we are going to trace our string. So this is our input string. So ID star ID dollar is our input string. And because this is the first example, I am also maintaining the handle. You don't have to maintain the handle. You can exclude that. Only 3 columns you can have. That is stack, input, and action. So that will be sufficient. Handle I am showing because it is the first example. Okay, how do we start then? So let us have in the stack, what we are going to have is, we are going to have the dollar symbol and followed by the start state of your diagram. That is, this is your start state, right? So 0. 0 is the number. You can just use the index, that is better, because you don't have to write I naught, I1, all that. You can just use the number. So $0 is what we are going to have initially in the stack. Okay, and our input is ID star ID dollar, and in the beginning we are pointing at ID. So our pointer is pointing to ID now. So at 0 on ID, at 0 on ID, what is that we are going to do? We are going to shift, we are going to perform shift action, and the next state is what? 5. So that's what it is. Shift to 5. Okay, so what is that? Whenever I say shift, remember that you are going to first push the input symbol onto the stack. Okay, this is little tricky, so you have to concentrate properly. So dollar was there and 0 also was there. Now what happened? I pushed ID onto the stack. Okay, first you push the symbol and then push the state number. What is this state number? This is nothing but the next state number. So what is that? We are trying to push it, and also we are maintaining the next state. Next state is what? 5. So just put it there. And at this stage, if I have to perform the reduce action, what is the eligible handle that is possible in this particular state, in this particular step? It is just ID. So if I have to do something, then only ID I can replace. That's it. And what about my input? I have only star ID dollar because already I have pushed ID onto the stack. So I have moved my pointer. Now we are pointing at star. Now at this stage, because I have an handle to reduce, what we can do is we can perform reduce. Reduce by what rule? F gives ID. Okay, or you can very well see from the table. At 5 on ID, what is that we are doing? We have to perform R6. R6 is what? F gives ID is the R6. So we are going to reduce by that rule. So what is that we are trying to do then? We are going to, now you listen carefully, we are going to decide first what is the rule to be used, and already we have noted here in the table. So that rule only we are going to use. So to apply that rule for the reduce action, what we are supposed to do, you have to take out this previous state. Then you have to take out this ID also. Means you are going to traverse from here. You are going to traverse from here back till when? Till something matches. Something matches. Means ID matches. Till there you are going to go. Okay. This much I am going to take. This much I am going to take and I am going to pop. Once I pop, what I will do after popping, now this will not be there. We have to push the LHS symbol. Okay, I am repeating. You took out the state, you took out ID, and now what we are going to do is, in place of ID, we are going to replace with F, because that is the LHS symbol. So that LHS symbol we pushed. After doing this, what you have to do is, you have to see what is the state number here, 0, go to 0, and what is this symbol? F. On 0, at 0 on F, what is the number we have? 3. Means it should go to state number 3. That is what is this number. Okay, so whenever you perform reduce action, students, you have to remember one thing. You are going to pop the contents first before the replacement, and after the replacement you are going to push the LHS symbol which is used for replacement, and after pushing the LHS symbol, then based on whatever previous state you had, that state on that particular non-terminal, what is the next state you have to track. This is very important. So many things are happening. You're popping and then pushing and then also tracking the next state. So now we got this. Without getting this, you will not be able to continue your passing actually. Okay, now we have got this. So we are at state 3 now. This is the current state, because always the top of the stack will have the current state. So at 3, now we are pointing on star. At 3 on star, what is that we are doing? We are performing reduce action, which is nothing but R4. R4 is what? T gives F. So reduce by T gives F. Same thing means I found the handle which is F, and F can be replaced by capital T. So now again same process. What we have to do, I have to get my F. So this is a stack, you remember, right? So first I have to pop 3, then I will pop F, and then I'm going to push capital T. So I have pushed capital T, but now I need a transition and I need a state to process further. So at 0 on T, capital T, what is the next state? That is 2. So 2. Okay. So we have got the 2, and still we are pointing on star. So because the star at 2, always remember that you are accessing only the top of the stack. So at 2 on star, we have got the shift reduce conflict. So there is SR conflict. Because of this conflict, either you can say that conflict exists and you can stop. You can stop very well, not a problem. Or if you want to override and then continue. Yes.
Ma'am, can you come again from F3?
F3. Okay. So F3 is there. Till here you understood how to perform the reduce action. So at 3 on F, at 0 on F. That's what you want to know, is it? Where you got doubt? F3, this one.
At this step and how we move to T.
Okay, fine. See, you pushing F, you understood, right? Pushing F, you understood. At 0 on F, getting the next state 3 also you understood, I think. Till then it is fine. Then at 3 on star symbol. So I am at state 3 and I am reading the symbol what? Star. So if at 3 on star, what do we have? It is R4. R4 is what? R4 is nothing but T gives F. So you are going to reduce. So that reduce is nothing but what? You are going to pop these symbols. Means F should be replaced by T. How do I get F then? I have to pop some symbols. Then only I will get F. So I will start from the top. So top symbol 3 I am going to remove first. Then I am going to remove F. This is what I am supposed to remove, right? So I removed that. Now in place of F, I am going to push T. Is that clear? Now is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I push T. Now after that you can't stop there. So after pushing T, what you should do is you see the previous state. What is the previous state? That is 0. At 0 on T, what is the next state? It is 2. At 0 on T, the next state is 2. Means till you get the next state, you can't process. So you find the next state. At 0 on T, what is the next state? That is 2. So now I am at 2, state number 2. And where I am pointing to now in my input, it is still star, because I have not taken the star from the input buffer. So it is a star. Now at 2 on star, what happens? You see, it is both shift and reduce. Therefore, the conflict occurs. But I am just overriding because I know that if I apply reduce action, I will not be able to get my string derived or reduced completely to get the start symbol. So I will override and let me try with the shift to 7. Okay, I will try with the shift operation now. So if I do that, what happens? So this star I am going to push. See, whatever content was there in the stack, that remains the same. It is not changing. Now only thing is that I am pushing a new symbol. That is the star symbol is pushed. After pushing the star symbol, again you have to find the next state. So what is that? Anyway, state is here only. Shift to 7. See, it is very clear. When you are performing shift operation, it is very clear. Because at state number 2, on star, it is S7 means I know what is the number. So that number only we are going to have here. Okay, that is the state number. So after pushing this, now I am pointing on ID because star is not there. Pointing on ID. At 7 on ID. At 7 on ID is what? Shift 5. That is shift to 5. So you are going to perform the shift operation. What is that you are going to do? You are going to push ID onto the stack, and then the next state is nothing but 5. So you maintain that. So everything is there now. Now again you have to see whether you're going to continue with the shift or reduce action. How do you decide? It is very easy because our table is there. At 5, and now I am pointing on dollar. At 5 on dollar, you see what is there. It is R6. R6 is what? F gives ID. So you are going to reduce using F gives ID. So what is that you're going to do now? From this, my stack content, what you're going to do? You are first going to pop 5. Then we are going to pop ID. What is that we want to replace? Only ID. So to get that only, we popped 5 and then we popped ID also. Now after popping ID, in place of ID, I should push what? F. Rest all contents is same. It is same. Only instead of ID, I have pushed F. Okay. After pushing F, then I have to find the next state. So how do I find the next state? You see the previous state. Previous state is what? 7. At 7 on F, it is 10. At 7 on F, it is 10. So you're going to maintain the state number 10. Okay. At this stage, you may feel what is that? Always in every step, what you are trying to do is whether we have something to replace or not. So you can find the handle. At this stage, I can have the handle T star F, which can be replaced by T. Or you don't have to break your head. Anyway, table is there. You directly use the table. So at 10 on dollar, at 10 on dollar, at 10 on dollar is what? R3. R3 is what? T gives T star F. Means I'm going to pop this T star F completely and then push T onto the stack. That's what is required. So what is that we are doing? So you start from here now. Start first pop 10, then pop F, then pop 7, then pop star, then pop 2, then pop T also. And in place of all this, what you're going to push is T. Okay. So you have popped till here, till T. And now we are going to push T back because my LHS is also T. So when I push T, then again we have to find the next state. At 0 on T is what? 2. State number 2. Okay. So at 0 on T is 2. And now I am at state number 2. And on dollar, you see what has to be done. At 2 on dollar is R2. R2 is what? E gives T. So reduce by E gives T. So I have to pop T and push E onto the stack. So just pop this state number and then pop this T. And now you push E in place of that. After pushing E, now you see what is the next state. At 0 on E, it is 1. At 0 on E, it is 1. So at 0 on E, it is 1. You have finished here. And now we are pointing on dollar. Now to finish everything, you are going to see what is the current state now. It is 1 because it is the top of the stack and our input symbol is pointing to, that is our pointer is pointing to dollar. Therefore, at 1 on dollar, what do you have? You have accept. So that's what is the conclusion. Okay, so like this we are going to write. So we have to find the action to be done by using the table. And also, if at all the conflict occurs, either you can stop or you can override and then continue. Overriding, definitely that design has to be included in the parsing technique, then only it works, otherwise it won't work. Anyway, I took a decision to shift and then continue, so I could get it accept. Otherwise you can stop here saying that there is a conflict, and anyway that grammar is not suitable for LR(0) parsing. So we know that, and we have taken such example where the conflict occurs. If at all, instead of star, if I had ID plus ID dollar, then I would have not got this conflict, because for plus we don't have any conflict. So only when we are having star, the two, in some states we are having the conflict. So that's the problem. Okay. So because of that only we are having this issue, and whenever the conflict occurs, you can specify that. Okay. So this is this example. Do we have time? Okay. So now what I will do is I will complete my algorithm part, because I had kept it pending before. Otherwise, you will not understand. That's why I didn't show that algorithm. I will just tell whatever we did. No, that is in the form of procedure. That's it. And one more thing, students, this particular, all these parsing techniques, you can take it as a problem for your lab projects. You are going to make a team of 3 members across the sections also, no problem. And you're going to work on some particular problem, some parsing technique with some grammar, something like this you're going to do. So then it will help you. All these algorithms will help you. So I will just explain what is closure algorithm. You know that what is closure. What you are going to do is you are going to find the set of items when you are trying to find the closure in some particular state. So what is that you are going to do? You have some rule like this. Say A gives alpha dot B beta, and if this B is a non-terminal, you are going to expand all the rules corresponding to this non-terminal. That's all. So this B gives dot gamma is nothing but all the possible rules that are there. And if it is already existing, then you don't have to create the duplicates. If it is a new rule to be added into that state, yes, you are going to add, and that is known as the closure. So you keep adding into the set of items, and finally it becomes a state. So that is the meaning of closure. Coming to the go to, what is that we are doing is whenever we have something like this, A gives alpha dot x beta. So the next symbol to be read is what? X. Okay, so X. So whenever I take a transition to the next state, there also I need to find the closure. Okay, there also I need to find the closure. So after taking a transition from one state to the other state, what you are going to do is you are going to find the closure in that new state. Is after reading the symbol say X, now you're going to find the closure. So that's what it means. So this already we have taken care in our construction of DFA, but anyway, it is an algorithm. Coming to the LR of 0 items, so what is that? We are going to first start with the first state. You are going to find the closure with the augmented grammar rule. If S is the start symbol, and then this will be the augmented grammar rule. S dash gives dot S dollar will be the augmented rule. You're going to start from there, which is supposed to be I naught, and then how you'll continue further. For each set of items I in C, means you will start with the state number 0. In state number 0, you'll find out all the possible symbols that are to be read, and you are going to take action based on the transitions. Maybe you'll move the pointer, the dot operator after the symbol, and then again there also you're going to find the closure and so on. So like this, you'll find all the possible states with all the possible set of items for all the grammar rules. Okay, for all the grammar rules, you are going to do this. And till there is no change in your entire set of items. Okay, totally we call it as a set of LR of 0 items. So, so in each state we will be following that. So that's what is mentioned here. So this we have done. Okay, so this is the model. Basically, LR parsing model is nothing but we have our input buffer, we are having all our symbols, and which is appended in with the dollar at the end, and we have our stack symbols. It looks like this, students. It will have the dollar symbol in the bottom. Then in the beginning you will start with the state number 0, and then you go on including your symbols as well as the state numbers, and based on that tracking you'll take a decision, and you'll be running through the parsing algorithm. And we have the action part, we have the go to for the non-terminals, and whatever output we get, whether it is accept or error or the conflict, whatever, that will be taken as output. Okay, so coming to the LR parsing algorithm, everything is included here. That's all. Means when to perform shift action, when to perform reduce action, and when to say it is accept, and when to say it is error. Okay, for any particular symbol, say A, which is part of our W, means we are reading the symbol, input symbol, and this loop will repeat forever. Means you have to terminate and come out. Till then, it will repeat. Let S be the state on the top of the stack. So anyway, if you are starting, then on the top you'll have 0. You'll start with that, and at least one symbol should be shifted. No. So first we are going to perform the action. So whatever shift action if you do, you will push onto the stack. So symbol you're going to push, as well as the state number you're going to push onto the stack. And if A is the next input symbol, you're going to point on that. So that's what happens when you perform the shift action. Similarly, for the reduce action, already I have told you when it is eligible for reduce action, when the entire RHS matches with some rule with your substring, then you are going to apply the reduce action. Therefore, you are going to pop out all those symbols that are present that has matched. So if beta is matching, then I have to take out all the beta symbols and then push A onto the stack. That is my intention now. So we pop out all these symbols and then we push the LHS symbol, and also the next state to be taken, that also need to be pushed. So that's what is done here. And similarly, if it is not shift, if it is not reduce, then it has to be accept. You see whether it is whether it is eligible for the accept condition or not. If it is accept, then the parsing is done and you can break. Otherwise, it will be some error. So these are the 4 possibilities in the LR parsing technique. Okay, this maybe I can only give the introduction. Only the difference I will tell you. LR of 0 parsing, what we did is we constructed our LR of 0 parsing diagram, that is the state diagram, and also we constructed the parsing table. Okay, and now coming to the next technique is simple LR parsing, SLR, which is also known as SLR. Now the difference between the LR of 0 and SLR is what? In LR of 0, if you remember, blindly you are applying the reduce action for all the terminal symbols, okay? But that is not a good way of solving. Maybe we can use a better strategy with some more data, and if you are able to do that, then it will become more stronger algorithm. Therefore, what we do in SLR is we don't just apply the reduce action on all the terminal symbols. We don't do that. Instead, what we do is suppose my rule is say F gives ID. So if it is LR of 0, what I will do, if F gives ID is a rule number 5, what I do is rule number 5 I am going to apply for all the terminal symbols in LR of 0. But in SLR, what I am going to do is we are going to find the follow set of this F, that is the LHS symbol, follow set of this LHS symbol, and only for those symbols we will be applying the reduce action. That's the only difference. So for shift action, there is no difference. In the SLR also, we follow the same thing. Only for the reduce action in the table, while constructing the table, what we do is we use some strategy. Instead of just blindly applying the reduce action for all the terminal symbols, we use the knowledge of the follow set, and we will find the follow set of that LHS symbol in that rule. Suppose F gives ID is my rule, and then I use the follow set of F. Whatever is there in the follow set of F, that is supposed to be the terminal symbols, and only for those terminal symbols we are going to apply reduce action. That's it. And rest all is same. There is not much difference. Means diagram we are going to reuse. Parsing table also, all other entries will be same. Only wherever reduce actions are applied, only that will change. Rest all is same. Parsing, tracing is also similar. We use the same kind of stack here also. Input buffer, everything is same. Only difference is how you perform the reduce action. So this I am going to take it in the next class, okay? Because anyway it's time. So I'll stop here. We will continue with the SLR parser. After completing SLR parser, we will take one more example with both the techniques, both LR of 0 and SLR we will solve. And also all grammars need not be LR of 0. All grammars need not be SLR. So we will look into that. We have already proved that the previous grammar is not LR of 0. Now we will see whether it is SLR or not in the next class. Okay, and we will proceed. Till here, if you have any doubts, you can ask students. All of you, please solve this problem once in the paper. That will be best. You will understand easily in the next class. Okay, students, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wind up.